welcome to a new video on my channel. You've probably seen some of my videos of my trip to Disney World in May. And I have several dining reviews that I want to share with y'all. So I'm gonna try something different with my videos and kind of start it off here. Because I do have a lot of videos from some of these meals, but it's not like a whole lot, and I want to be able to share with you my experience and talk about what I ate. So that's why I'm here, and I'm doing my video a little differently today. So I'm gonna have my video like this, and then I'll add in all of the clips of everything from my experience at some of these restaurants. So today we are going to a new restaurant for me. So I've actually never been to this restaurant. It's been I've been eyeing it for a little while, and I'm excited that we finally got to go. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my experience at Citricos, which is at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort. You'll see in some of my videos, I talk a lot about how I love the Grand Floridian. It is one of my favorite resorts on property. So I was kind of surprised that I haven't been to this restaurant before, but I'm very excited that we went, and I did have a great experience that I would love to share it with you. So Citricos is, like I said, at the Grand Floridian. It's right next door to Victoria and Alberta, which is the fanciest restaurants on property. I have done that before. I do have a video of that from my honeymoon vlog if you want to go watch that. I love Victoria and Alberta, but this is next door. So Citricos is a fancy restaurant. It is a nice restaurant, but it's definitely not the highest, fanciest restaurant. It's not a signature dining, I don't believe. And part of that too, I was kind of surprised because I've always known it to be a nice restaurant, but when we went in the restaurant, there was so many children on iPads and phones watching stuff, which I get it, I do, but I was like, wow, I thought this was a really nice restaurant. It is a nice restaurant. I know I dressed up. There was several people who did dress up, but I definitely did see several families there that were probably in their park clothes. And at this point of the night, it was actually raining, so it was probably a lot of people trying to get out of the rain as well. But that was kind of the initial vibes I got of this restaurant. But so Citricos has a loose Mary Poppins theme to it. So a lot of the decor is off of Mary Poppins. It's very floral and bright, but then there's also, I think it's in the carpet, it kind of looks like smog from the sky and of the movie in Mary Poppins. So it's a very loose Mary Poppins theme. There's also some cute little props from Mary Poppins there as well. Menu wise, oh, there's a little Nala over there. Menu wise, it's a very interesting menu. It doesn't really have, I feel like, a straight theme to it. It's I think the best way to describe this menu is it's very whimsical. So a lot of the menu items have some Asian flair to it. Some of it's Italian. There's some Mexican flair to it. So it's not anything straight up. I think whimsy is the best way to go about it. And I mean, when you think of Mary Poppins, that's definitely that. So it's a very interesting menu. I'll share some clips of the menu if you want to pause and look at it. The menu is also a seasonal menu, which I love. I love going to restaurants that have seasonal menus that change up a little bit. And this one definitely did. And that's why I was also really excited to come, because there's definitely some things on the menu that I was like, I gotta try that. And it's not always on the menu. So I was mentioning earlier about fancy restaurants. This is a very nice restaurant. It's probably similar to, I think of California Grill and Topolino's Terrace as probably the nicest and best restaurants on property. And this is very similar to that. But I feel like it is a little underrated, so that's why I wanted to go. But yeah, so very Mary Poppins themed. We have the whimsical menu. And I will be very honest, when I went into this restaurant, if you watched my video on the Polynesian resort, the best Disney resort video, you'll see that I went to several bars, and this is where we had dinner that night. So I had already been drinking quite a bit, and I will not lie, my stomach was not feeling the best. I might have mixed a couple different liquors, which, maybe not the best idea. I was having a fun time though, it was great. But I went into this dinner, and I definitely wanted to get a cocktail, but I was like, you know what, I can't have any more alcohol. and that's okay. You can feel that way. But I also was telling myself, you know what? If I don't get a cocktail, I can get another appetizer. So that's what I did. So I ended up getting 2 appetizers for this meal and an enhancement as well. But I did order a hot tea. So I ordered a peppermint tea as like my drink other than water, and it was great. I feel like ordering a hot tea at a restaurant can really tell you a lot about that restaurant, depending on how they serve it. And they served it beautifully. So they served it in a cute little teapot, and then a tea cup and saucer, and then they had the tea bag on the side. So I think I was able to get 3, maybe 4 cups out of this teapot. I know it looks small, but I was able to drink a lot of tea, and it was a great choice. It made me feel so much better. It made me enjoy my meal, and I'm glad I did that. Highly recommend. And they had several hot tea flavors as well. A little bit about service as well. Our server was great. I had a fun little connection with her. I could hear like a French dialect in her accent, or in her dialect, and her name tag said she was from Quebec. So at some point I said like merci. I spoke a little French with her, and then she was like, oh, you speak French? And I was like, je parle français un peu. And so that was just cute. But I can definitely tell that night there was something going on in the restaurant. I don't know if they were understaffed or what, but there, at some points of the meal, it took a long time for her to come and like take our order. Like she kept giving us more time to look at the menu, or like for some of our courses to come. She was great though, and she gave us great recommendations on the menu, but as someone who works in the service industry, I can definitely tell something was going on, which that didn't affect my experience. I just wanted to share, like, I did see that, and that's okay. I get it. Sometimes there's days like that. But we did have to wait a little bit for some things. Also, this restaurant, like I said, thinking about the decor of it, it was very beautiful. Even some of the light fixtures were really beautiful. I also loved the chairs. I think that's gonna be like my new thing, is like rating chairs in restaurants, because when I went to Wailulu, that chair was also so comfortable. Loved it. But yeah, these chairs were really comfortable. I was able to just like sit and relax. It was great. We got free bread at this restaurant. So that's also sometimes a rare thing to find at some nicer restaurants, is like, do you get a free bread service? And you do get a free bread service here. And you also, I was really wanting to go sit at the lounge at this restaurant. I was wanting to stay here for my monorail crawl, but then we eat dinner here instead. But you can get this also at the lounge as well, which is exciting. If you're gonna order food, you could get the bread too. And this was some great bread. There's 2 different types of bread in there. There was like a white bread, and then like a seeded, more crispier bread. But the star of the show was a salted guava butter. Oof, that was so good. It was so good. It was just like perfect, salty, sweet, a little tart flavor. It was such a great compliment. And like I said, thinking about whimsy in this restaurant, like that's such a random butter choice, and it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. And also, again, our waiter was great because she gave us 2 sets of the butter, which I was like, great, because she probably knew we were gonna love it and we're gonna want a lot of it. So talking about what I ordered. So like I said, I got 2 appetizers here because I decided to do that instead of a cocktail. One of my appetizers was the one I was really excited about, and that was a corn soup. So it was a roasted corn soup with roasted mushrooms, black truffle oil, and popcorn. And 1, corn, delicious. 2, I love truffle. 3, I also love me some roasted mushrooms. So the soup I was really excited about, and I was happy to say it was delicious. I would definitely go back for it. I will say, I'm not sure what the temperature of the soup was supposed to be like. It was not hot and it was not cold. I'm not mad at that, but that did make me think, oh, how is it supposed to be? And then also I kind of felt like the soup itself needed a little bit of salt, but when you had a bite with the mushrooms and maybe a little bit of that oil and the soup, that was perfect seasoning. The mushrooms were definitely the saltiest piece of the soup, which it wasn't too salty, but like that had the salt. But I did feel like the soup led a little too sweet, and I would have liked a little more salt. But like I said, pairing it all together, it was delicious. It was a perfect bite. The other appetizer I got was the duck. and I love duck. It is one of my favorite things. And I very rarely get it because you can't really get it very many places. So if I see it on the menu and it's like a nice place, I'm probably gonna get it because it's so rare to find. This was yuzu soy roasted duck breast, braised duck dumplings, butternut tonkatsu, soy egg, and sesame aioli. This was really good. I'm really glad I got this as well. And it honestly kind of seemed like an entree. It was just like a small portion, but it seemed like an entree. But it was very good. So many different flavors. Like the duck breast was great and it was used in 2 different ways. I think the stars of this dish was the soy egg and that sesame aioli. The soy egg, it was like a little quail egg, but it had so much flavor to it. And then the sesame aioli was with the dumpling. And that also, one of my table mates also got this and she was like, what is that flavor? And then when I reread the menu, I saw sesame aioli and I was like, it's sesame. And I love sesame oil. So, like I said, it was, you know, this dish had some Asian flavor to it. So, it was very good. I really enjoyed this dish. My aunt also I got a quick little video of her fish dish. It was a citrus cured hamachi. I do like raw fish. I love sushi. I love all of that stuff. I did have a bite of this and oof, I said citrus cured. It was citrusy. I'm not a big tart fan and citrus fan, so it definitely made me pucker up when I ate it. It was very light and refreshing though. She loved it. Not my thing, but if you like citrus, definitely your thing. And then I also got one of the big things I was so excited to try here that I've seen for years is the truffle pasta. Previously on the menu, it was called truffle mac and cheese, and it looked so good. I love truffle. Sure, you know, if you've seen my videos, I don't really eat cheese. I love it, but I shouldn't eat it. So this was like an exception for me, and I was so excited about it. And I've heard it was a very rich dish. I come and I ordered it, and it was definitely, like I said, it's a seasonal menu. This was an updated version of this. So this was not what I expected going into the restaurant. I was expecting like a little ramekin size of it with black truffles on it. This was different, and it wasn't called mac and cheese anymore. It was called truffle. It was called truffle pasta, sunchuck puree, parmesan fone, and truffles. And this was definitely, I guess it's more white truffle season right now because it had white truffles on it, and it was kind of lending towards more of that flavor profile. But I remember the waiter, she was like, it's really rich, so you'll definitely want to share it. To which it was rich, but I mean, I think I ate it all. I was fine with that. It definitely, though, I don't think you could eat more than the portion they gave, but it was really good. I could tell it was fresh pasta. You could definitely taste like the nuttiness of the parm, but then also I feel like that kind of comes from the sunchook as well, which recently I learned is similar to sorry, I got dogs, that's what they do. So I was talking about that pasta and that the parm, and I recently learned sunchokes is kind of related to a sunflower seed, which I love sunflower seeds, and I definitely get it after eating this dish. But it was definitely very nutty and creamy, but it was kind of light but rich at the same time. But like I said, yeah, it was definitely more of a white truffle. So it was a lot lighter of that flavor. It was really good. I do think I would have preferred the other version, but I did enjoy this, and I'm glad I finally got to try it. So yeah, that was all of the meal that we had. This weekend we were celebrating my aunt's birthday, so they did bring out a little free dessert for her birthday. I don't have a picture of it, but it was like a little raspberry sorbet, and it was actually really, really good. But yeah, so that was my experience at Citricos. I definitely want to come back and try it again. I could tell, like I said, it was an off night. The weather was also terrible. That could have maybe made a difference because the weather was terrible. So maybe things were messed up in the kitchen. I don't know. But all of the food was delicious. The ambience was beautiful. I definitely want to go back. I definitely want to try one of their cocktails. But I definitely will go back to this restaurant. I really enjoyed it. However, I think I want to go to the lounge next time. That seems a little more maybe my vibe. They had some really cute decor and chairs there as well. So I hope you enjoyed this dining review, and I hope you go watch my previous video of when I had the best Disney resort at the Polynesian. That's what I did earlier in the day from this video. And then my other video I think is also posted from my morning at Hollywood Studios, which I did the day after. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I got some more dining content I'm going to share with you. I have a really fun trip I'm going on in a couple weeks, so I got more content coming. I hope you enjoyed this video, and